On the night of November 14, 2024, a 23-year-old university student named Jessica was house-sitting for her professor in a wealthy suburb of Seattle. The house was massive, equipped with a high-end smart home security system that alerted her phone whenever a door or window was opened. At around 11:45 p.m., a storm knocked out the Wi-Fi. Jessica assumed the security system was down, so she locked the manual deadbolts on the front and back doors and went to sleep in the guest bedroom upstairs. At 2:13 a.m., she woke up to a notification on her phone. The Wi-Fi had come back on, and the security app sent a delayed alert. Motion detected. Master bedroom closet. 1 a.m. Jessica froze. The master bedroom was down the hall, and the owners were in Europe. No one should be in that closet. She tried to dismiss it as a glitch, but then she heard it. A soft, rhythmic creaking sound coming from the hallway floorboards, moving toward her door. She quietly dialed 911 and hid under the bed. The footsteps entered her room and stopped. From under the bed, she saw a pair of muddy work boots standing inches from her face. The intruder stood there for 5 agonizing minutes before turning and walking out. Police arrived 10 minutes later. They didn't find the intruder, but they found where he had entered. He hadn't broken in that night. They found a sleeping bag and food wrappers in the attic crawlspace connected to the master bedroom closet. He had been living in the house before the owners even left for vacation, waiting for the moment the house was quiet. On February 3, 2025, a 30-year-old software engineer named Daniel moved into a renovated basement apartment in London. The landlord lived on the floors above, but was rarely home. The apartment had a large decorative mirror fixed to the wall in the living room. For the first 2 weeks, Daniel noticed that his things were being moved slightly while he was at work. A coffee mug would be on the left side of the table instead of the right. His laptop lid would be open when he swore he closed it. He decided to set up a hidden camera on his bookshelf to catch the landlord snooping. When he reviewed the footage on February 18th, what he saw made him move out the same day. At 10:02 a.m., shortly after Daniel left for work, the large mirror on the wall didn't just reflect the room, it opened. It was a hidden door. A man stepped out from the darkness behind the wall. But it wasn't the landlord. It was a complete stranger, wearing Daniel's clothes. The stranger spent the next 8 hours living in Daniel's apartment, watching his TV, eating his food, and even napping in his bed. At 5 p.m., right before Daniel came home, the stranger walked back into the hole behind the mirror and closed it. Police later discovered a network of tunnels connecting the basements of the entire row of historic houses, used by a squatter who moved freely between apartments. On August 12, 2023, 2 friends, Sarah and Emily, were on a cross-country road trip through rural Nevada. Around 1 a.m., their GPS led them onto a gravel shortcut to avoid a highway closure. The road was pitch black, with miles of desert on either side. After driving for 20 minutes, they saw a pickup truck parked perpendicular to the road, blocking their path. The truck's lights were off. Sarah, who was driving, slammed on the brakes about 50 feet away. Maybe they broke down, Emily suggested. But then the floodlights on top of the truck blinded them. 2 men stepped out from the truck bed. They weren't wearing mechanic clothes. They were wearing ski masks and holding hunting rifles. Sarah threw the car into reverse. As she sped backward down the narrow gravel road, the truck roared to life and began to chase them. For 15 minutes, it was a high-speed pursuit in reverse, and then a frantic U-turn. The truck rammed their bumper, trying to spin them off the road. Sarah managed to swerve onto a side trail, killing her lights and engine to hide in the dust cloud. The truck drove past them, slowed down, and then turned around, patrolling the area for 10 minutes before finally leaving. When the girls finally reached a police station hours later, the officer told them they were the lucky ones. A serial killer duo had been using that shortcut trap for months, and no one else had ever reversed fast enough to escape.